What's going on, you bunch of heretics? Grab your paint pots, grab your recaff, and let's get some paint on that ever-growing pile of potential. It's here. The Heresy is my therapy SlapChop tutorials. Today we are going to be doing the Leagues of Votann, more specifically Trans-Hyperian Alliance. So that really nice orange and sort of blacky turquoise colour. So I'm looking forward to doing that today. As always with these videos, everything you need will be in the description below. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Right then, folks, as always, we've got all of our brushes. You'll have to excuse us, I've got a million out here. But as always, I'm going to be using my Army Painter dry brush, the Masterclass one, that's the medium. And I'll also be using my Army Painter Masterclass dry brush as well, the small one. I'm probably going to be doing a video soon on ways to improve your technique. But as always, guys, we're going to need our Mechanicus Standard Grey. We're going to need our Administratum Grey. You're going to need your Ulthuan Grey, and we're going to need our white Scar. And as always, guys, we're going to be building up our 4-layer system, starting off with the medium dry brush. Administratum Grey, as always, placing it on, plenty on the brush, as so. And all I'm doing with my paper that I've got over here, I'm literally dabbing it, and then just getting most of it off. And then from there, I'm dabbing it onto, nice and messy, just dabbing it onto the model, swishing it all around, small circles. Remember this, it hasn't got to be neat. Okay, the aim is it hasn't got to be neat. We've just got to get this into the model, all right? This is quite a small model, so this is going to be real quick and easy to do. But as you can see, I'm just getting it all over the model, getting that initial grey all done, that base grey. Once I'm happy I've got most of that on, I'm going to switch over to my smaller one. Just wash that off. Wash that off. Switch over to my smaller dry brush, and then same again. Same grey. Place on as before. Dab it off, and then swirl it off, and then same again. All I'm doing is just dabbing it all off. Dab, like, almost like stabbing it. Stabbing, with a bit of a rotation. Inside, and you'll really see the grey start to pick up, okay? Cool. So, same again. Almost doing this real time with you guys here. Administratum Grey, because it's quite a small model, so it's easy enough to do. And same again. Paint on the model. Dab it all off. Get plenty off. And again, all I'm doing now is I'm really just starting to dab and dry brush. So I'm not, before I was with these style of brushes, you can do the up and down, but actually these work really well. This brush works really well if you just kind of dab and swirl. Is that the best way to describe it? Dab and swirl. So we're swirling it, dabbing it, and it really starts to pick up quite nicely the colours. Okay, so again, dab, take it off. Almost like, it's not like stabbing, but also it kind of, I think what this does, this way of doing it, it will give you almost, not quite an airbrush look, but also maybe a bit of an airbrush look, I don't know. What do you think? So yeah, just dab and swirl. Again, we can get a little bit into the nitty gritties of stuff. We're just starting to build up those layers of grey onto the weapon. or like so. Okay, good. Right, next bit, I think that's all done there. Right, so now, something that I've learned and I've said before, okay, we're gonna take our Ulthuan grey, same again, and this time we're gonna really get it onto all the highlighted areas. So we're not getting into the shadows now. We're not getting in the shadows. We're literally starting to go where all the light is. So from here, we can just leave it as it is. Maybe apply our lamp just over the top if we need to. And this is where now we really start to just pick out where all the light is just touching over the top. Okay, so this is where all the light would be touching. Yeah, okay, that'll be in there. Get a little bit on those as well. But this is now where we're starting to really just dab all of those little areas now that would have the light catching onto it, as you can see there. All right, so our aim now is to really bring out where the light would be catching. Okay, and this is where it's going to create those sort of like that contrast look. Okay, now remember with our slap chop, we just want to go a little bit lighter than you might think. I'm actually really starting to enjoy these brushes now, in all seriousness. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure at first. I wasn't sure. But this new style of just kind of like dabbing it on, dab and stab, I think this may change the way we slap chop our models. I think. I don't know, don't quote me on it. But I think it just might. I like the old dab and stab. The old dab and stab. So there we are. That's really starting to come along quite nicely. Yeah, like that. Quite like these. These are quite cool. I hope this doesn't awaken something in me for a new army. That is what I don't need. I can tell you that for free. I do not need that at all. So just clean off your dry brush, get it nice and dry, and then we're going to do the final base. All right. Okay, so I've got my dry brush, it's nice and dry. And the final stab with our white scar. Done, nipped. White scar, done. We're just gonna, same again, take it all off the paint, off the brush. Right, and again, we are literally stabbing over the top. Dab and stab, dab and stab. Dab and stab, and a bit of a swishy roll, if you will. And you are going to see that really pick out. This is where we're really trying to pick out those areas where the light would catch. Okay, and if in doubt, we're just going to go, get his little hands there underneath, inside, put his helmet, the top of his pack, top of his shoulder pauldrons, tops of the arms, so we can really see that difference of light and dark on the model. Okay, have I been slap chopping wrong, or do we find that we're always just getting better with our prep? Okay, so same again, just a bit more. We want to go a bit lighter than expected because this orange is going to go on really, really nicely. Okay, so again, we're just a bit of a dab and stab, as always. Dab and stab, dab and stab, dab and stab. So we're going to call it dab and stab, with a bit of a twist here and there. I am loving this. So, what's that? That should be, I think on my timer, that's 8 minutes. Done, based, good to go, ready to paint. All right, so there you go. Right, that's all put away. Got my wet palette all prepped up. Now I'm going to use this Magmadroth Flame to get the orange that I want. And we're going to go, like say for the Trans-Hyperian Alliance, we're going to go shoulders, helmet, body armor, tops of the of his pack, maybe in his tops of his boots there, a little bit around the belt underneath there, and then I'm going to paint this little orange bit here. This top bit here, I mean, you can have this as bleach blown, but I'm just, for the time being, I'm just going to paint it orange, and then you can go back to it whenever you want to. So remember, as always with our slap chop, we want to get a nice bit of a thinner mix, so just thin that contrast paint down, 2:1, 3:1 paint and water. So it's just not a glazed consistency, but enough that we can move the paint around. And all we're going to start doing, we're just going to start to work. Ooh, hello. We're just going to start to work that paint in and around those areas. Okay. It's almost got like a bit of a, oh, I don't know if that's even orange. That's a bit of an odd colour. I know what we will do to kind of bring that out a little bit. Don't worry. We are going to start this. Now this is interesting, because that is not, I mean, that's an orange, but it's not the orange I expected it to be. That's interesting. Right, we'll just carry on there. And then we can just start to build it up a bit more. This is what I mean. Always just start light so you can gauge the colour. Alright, always start light so we can just gauge the colour. Okay? So we're starting to get our orange on. Well, I mean, remember, it is orange and turquoisey black for the stuff. So it's really interesting to see how this dries out. I'm looking forward to this. How's it looking on there? Oh yeah, rather orange on that actually. Cool. Happy. Yep, so that's what we're doing, guys. We're just getting all the, like I say, nice and thin. Move the paint around, nice and easy. Let the contrast paint do its job. All right, so we're going on there, on the helmet, on the armor work, and again, just move the paint around. Okay, just move the paint around. Moving it. I'm even going to put it in here, but I want to get a nice. I'm going to give him some blue lenses. I think that's what we'll do. But I am using my smaller brush this time. Okay, I am using my small brush. Don't rush it. Just nice and easy. Keep it as a nice thin layers all the way through. And again, just move the paint around. Don't let it pool anywhere. Just move the paint around all around the model. Remember, thin layers and just build them up. Okay, thin layers and just build them up. All right, and that's where you'll get to create that sort of nice smoother effect. Like I say, sometimes people complain that SlapChop's a little bit rushed, looks blotchy, but if we just take a little bit of time with it, we can still have models done quickly, but they can look great. All right, so like I say, armor work, build it up. I think you're going to need 2 layers. I suggest you would go with 2 layers just to go back over stuff. All right, with this color scheme. So on the armor work, I'm just going to do it on this part of the weapon, just to kind of give it a bit of, I don't know, bit of variety in the weapon, I think, because that'll be black predominantly with a bit of maybe silver casing. All right, and then on here you can do his knee pads and let's just give him some orange knee pads. Sod it, why not? Orange knee pads, and that's where we're going to start to build him up. All right, there he is. Sorry about that. The orange all done, orange all applied, and I am quite happy with that. So like I say, I've just kind of done around the tops of the legs. I was going to do these like almost little armor bits here, but I thought, actually, you know what, I think I like to break it up a little bit. Shoulder pads, a little bit around the cuffs, helmet, on the weapon, top of the pack, and then just kind of got a little bit inside here. All right, so next up we're just going to put some Terradon Turquoise into sort of these areas, like the leg panels, probably some around the feet areas and that. This part, the pack I'm going to leave, but I just want to get all of the cloth work done first of all. All right, so I'm going to use Terradon Turquoise, and again, this is going to go nice and light, just like we have done before. All right, this is where we're going to create like a bit more of a bit of color behind, because we'll add Black Legion over the top of this. Okay, so all we're doing in here, we're just very gently, Again, 2:1, 3:1 mix. The contrast. We want this to be really, really light. Okay, really, really light. Really, really light. Actually, this is actually quite cool. I might even leave this, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But yeah, all we're doing with this, sorry, I've probably got to put it back here. So all we're doing, like I say, into the sleeves. Again, this is really light. We can build on it if we want to, but we're going to use the Black Legion to darken it, okay? So we'll use Black Legion to darken this up. Okay, but again, 2:1, 3:1 mix, and we're just moving the paint around. Nothing wild. Nice and easy. Keep it neat. Okay, we'll just move that paint around, in and around these areas that we want. And we're working light to dark, and I think these work quite nicely to create that look. All right, so light dark, cloth areas in between the cufflinks, and we'll probably do, you know what, we'll do the weapon as well. All right, so we'll just very, very lightly do all the weapon. Okay, all the weapon, apart from the magazine, which I'm just going to apply some silver onto. All right, nice and light over the weapon, because we're going to use our black Templar to kind of go over that. I might even leave that the muzzle at the very front off as well, because I might do that silver. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Sod it. Okay, we're just having a bit of fun. All right. Okay, there he is. Got all the areas that I want to have black on it. I mean, to be honest with you, you could really even leave that as it is, but I'm gonna put the black over the top of that. But first, I'll tell you what we will do to allow a bit of. In fact, we'll do it after this. Gonna get my Gor Grunta Fur next. Gor Grunta Fur. And all I'm going to do is I'm now going to apply the Gor Grunta Fur in all the areas I'm going to have brown. So same again, nice and light, just like we do with all the other models that we've done. Nice and simple. Just thin that contrast paint down a bit more. And all I'm doing is I'm going into the boots, or the sort of the triangle, or the boot area. I'm then going to go gloves. Okay, the gloves. Bit on the gloves for the leathery look that they have. Okay, gloves. And then of course all of his belt kit. All right, so his holster. So you've got his holster. One of his sort of tactical pouches. His belt. Another one of his pouches. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do there. All right, so we're just going to go with the boots. So again, over the boots, in these areas here. All right, over his belt kit. All right, leave the grenade. We'll do that a funny little colour or something like that in a minute. Around his belt, pouches, elbow pads. Okay, his elbow pads can be brown. All right, elbow pads are brown. Brown elbow pads here. All right, and then that ammo pouch at the bottom there. All right, cool. Then there you go, Cygor Brown applied. And I tell you what, I won't lie, I'm having a lot of fun with this. This has been a riot to paint. These are some wild colours, and I'm liking it. I am liking how this is done out. I really, really am. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to apply some base. We're just going to go with a classic sort of like moon rock style. So good old Astrogranite is going to be what we're going to use. Really easy to apply. Where is it? There it is. Damp the brush a little bit. Oh, start to get our Astrogranite out of there. All right. Grab it on. Oh, I tell you what, this isn't good. I have to really get into the bottom of the pot. Here we are. We'll just get our Astrogranite on in there. Okay. Astrogranite in. Oh, I think I'm running low on my Astrogranite. Again, this can be messy. Alright. It's not supposed to be a neat base. This is like a moon rock where they're all digging. And what this will also do with a bit of a grey base, maybe even a bit of a snow base, who knows? Maybe even a bit, you know, we might even make it a bit of a snow base. But what it will do with like a dark base like this, it will really make the orange just pop beautifully. Alright, so Astrogranite applied all around everywhere. Yeah. This will just make it a nice snowy base. Because granted, I know it won't, you know, there's no camouflage here. And we're not aiming it to be camouflage. I don't think the Leagues of Votann lead themselves to be a camouflagey type army. You know, they're coming in, extracting the materials of a world and then disappearing. Yeah, also don't let your base pots look like that, alright? There's Dan's hot tip for you for the day. Alright, so yeah. Rightio. So the next sort of colours we're going to be applying, we need, where are we? We're going to need your Black Templar, you're going to need Cygor Brown, and we're going to have some Black Legion, okay? So we'll work with the lighter colour first, which really is the Cygor Brown. All we're doing with the Cygor Brown, as we have been before, take our Cygor Brown, I'd probably put it straight on top of the Gor Grunta Fur, and again, 2:1, water to paint. Alright, thin it down, and all we're doing is nice and easily is we're just trying to create a little bit of depth, so into the recesses of the brown work, okay? Don't cover it all, don't load it all up, all we're doing is just nice and easily just placing it into the recesses, okay? Because this can be quite a dark brown, okay? So all we're doing is just getting it into the recesses at the bottom of it, allow it to make a bit of a blend. Make sure you keep your brush wet, okay, with this, and just like you say, just fill in those areas that you may have missed. Really get it into the darker areas and the shades. Alright, and again into the belt area, you know, we can get it in there. It's under the patchwork. Alright, so just nice and easily onto the webbing, break it up a little bit, create a little bit of depth with it. Alright. So like I say, all we're doing, all the brown, all the stuff you've done the Cygor Brown to, we're now just going to add a little bit. Sorry, all the stuff you've done the Gor Grunta Fur with, my apologies. We're now going to apply the Cygor Brown just to give it a little bit of depth. Oh, I've forgotten all about that grenade. Well, just hold on, because we'll get back to that. Alright, so just work your way around for those little areas. Okay, and that's basically what you need to do. Right then, grenade. Mantis Warriors Green. Sod it. Let's go with Mantis Warriors Green. Mantis Warriors Green, pallet. No need to rush, you know, mix this up. Just throw it straight on. Mantis Warrior Green for a grenade. Just on the turtle looking bit of it. Grenades have got to be green, haven't they? Grenades have got to be green. Yep, just throw it all in there. Done. Easy as. And then, once you've done that, I'd probably grab a little bit of the Warp Lightning. This is probably what I'd used to do, Orcs, to be honest with you. Bit of Warp Lightning, add it into the green that you had before. A little bit more. Let the wet palette do its job. And all we're going to do is just, again, probably just in the bottoms, in the recesses, keeping it damp, you know, just throwing it in there. And you got, like I say, a little bit of a green grenade. Where were we? Right, next up. Black Templar, because the Black Legion's going to be our last one. So again, Black Templar, I want this super thin. For those of you that watched the Gene Stealer video, we're going that sort of consistency over the, like we did with the blue on the Gene Stealer video. Okay, so really, really, almost 1-to-1. Okay, and all we're doing is just very, very gently, and we're just trying to take a lot of it off, is we're just, again, just very, very gently, just going over the Terradon Turquoise that we had. All right, and all we're doing, we're just darkening. We're just darkening it a little bit. All right, so we're going to create that. It just gets into the gaps a bit better. It just sits in there a little bit easier. Do not let this pool. Okay, it is absolutely critical that you move this paint around because you don't want anything blotching. Okay, so just keep moving this around. Okay, but all we're doing is we're just darkening that turquoise. Okay, we're just darkening that turquoise just ever so slightly. Okay, we're just darkening that turquoise. So everywhere you've gone turquoise, get your black Legion, no, not Black Legion, your Black Templar. Okay, and we're just going over those areas. Okay, so anywhere where it's that, we're just going over those areas, except from the weapon, because we're going to use Black Legion for the weapon, just to make it a bit darker. All right, but for the actual cloth work, okay, we're just really lightly going over it all, okay? Super light. Okay, so like I say, that's all done there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to get our Nuln oil, and all we're going to do with our Nuln oil is we're just going to put it into that Agrax that Astrogranite base. All right, so grab your shade brush, wet it down, Nuln oil, straight from the pot, liquid talent, straight in. Astrogranite is great, it dries really quickly and it just gives you a really easy, simple base. Really easy, really simple base, dries nice and allows you to give you that Nuln oil in there. Alright, too easy. If you want to darken it, you can do, just add a bit more and you can just pop it into some of those other areas, so just darken it if you really want to. But that should give you a nice contrast between the great oranges and the oranges and the base. Okay, very quickly now, next up we are going to get our Black Legion. Okay, this is super dark. Okay, so again, you probably want to build up the layers with this because this is like a bit of a, it's almost like a watered down Abaddon black. All right, so Black Legion, and you can already see on that. Oh, hang on, say on the palette. You know, on the palette, it's already, you can see how dark that is. All right, it is really, really dark. Okay, so just kind of water it down a little bit. Not 1-to-1, maybe a 2 parts paint, 1 part water. All right, and all we're going to do is we're just going to go over the weapon. Okay, so we're just going to darken the weapon nicely. Okay, so we're just going to get that in there. So we'll darken the weapon. We're also going to get the rest of the pack done. Okay, but we're going to have that as the Black Legion. So the rest of his pack is just going to be black. Easy enough. And what we're also going to do is these little casing bits here that are kind of left, I'm just going to paint those black as well. All right. We're going to leave that magazine area because I'm going to paint that silver. All right, that'll be the only little bits that'll be silver. Okay, coolio. So yeah, pack, casing of the weapon. Really, really important that we don't go too dark because you'll just get rid of all the colour. Okay, but again, we'll just build up, and just build up, and just build up, and just build up till you get the acquired darkness. But it wants to be darker than the turquoise of the cloth. Okay. So there you go, Black Legion applied. Now we're just waiting for the Nuln oil to dry and we'll be good to go. We're going to leave the visor till after we've done the Zandri Dust, as with the metal work and the dials on his wrist. Okay? But otherwise, I tell you what, I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy. So remember, when we do our Zandri Dust, we'll switch back to our small dry brush, the Citadel small dry brush. All right? Because that's where it will pick up the edge highlights really nicely. Bit differently from how the other ones. But I tell you what, I mean, you could leave it like this, to be honest, if you really wanted to, because I think that's almost pretty much good to go, in all fairness to it. I think that looks really cool. Yeah. But anyway, let's get to the next part. The Zandri Dust. My favourite part. The bit that really just takes if there is any blotchiness, which, to be honest with you, I don't think there really is on this. But what I do like this is it just gives it a bit of a dusty effect, the moon dust, the grim, the grim dark look. I think makes this work ever so nicely. But anyway, yes. As always, we just take absolutely everything off this brush, okay? And all we're going to do is just, again, feathered touch, as always, over the model, and just start to dry brush in those. Do you hear how it's just super, super light? There's minimal pressure. Just let the brush ever so nice. We're not ramming it in to get loads on. It is literally feathering, feathering, feathering with literally next to no paint on it whatsoever. And you'll just start to see that just take its effect. But again, we're super light. It might not even look like there's anything going on. All right, it might not even, you must be thinking like, oh God, well, if I just rush it a little bit, don't rush it. This is the part where it really needs your patience. Okay, where you're just feathering it on ever so lightly, okay? Feather it on ever so lightly, okay? Get a bit more on, take it off, back onto it, and again, like I say, we're just super, super light over the model, okay? Do not try and apply any major amounts of pressure. This should be just chopstick style in your hand, feathered over, and just get over the entire model. Okay, just get over the entire model. Again, super, super light. You almost get like a bit of a pastel-y effect on this thing. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Hope you guys are as well. This is just great. I hope this doesn't start something. Like you say, super, super light. You can apply a bit more pressure on the browns if you want to, because that will make the highlight pop a bit more. So you can apply a bit more pressure on the brown, but everything else, you know, you don't want to be applying any major amounts of pressure. We're just, like I say, we're just literally just feathering this all over the model. Okay, nice and light. As you notice, I've not topped up the brush in a while, so I'm just building it all up. Okay, I'll top it up now, but yeah, but like I say, just nice and light on the model. Okay, that's him applied. So now we'll just start to work with it with the little bits and pieces that need to be on here. So we're going to take our Talazar blue, and again, this needs to be on our palette. I want to really, really thin this down. Okay, really thin this down. Okay, Talazar blue on the palette, nice and light. And again, all I'm going to do, like, to be honest with you, like, that's already from the dry brush before. And all we're doing, just putting a little blue visor in. Easy as that. Just keep it blue. Just keep it easy. Nothing wild. Just let the dry brush do its job. Just let the contrast paint do its job. And then if you want a couple of little buttons, maybe a little blue button there, a Little blue buttons down here. Maybe even all 4 of them. The bottom ones are blue. You know, why not? Sure, model, do whatever you want. 4 blue buttons down there. Easy as that. Now I'm going to get my, I'll get my Warpstone Lightning. And all I'm going to do in the Warpstone Lightning, again, onto our palette, nice and light. Let the wet palette do its job. And I'm just going to give his screen a little, give his screen a little bit of green. Green screen. Little screen. Yeah, just a little bit of green on the screen. Again, nothing too wild. And also, just on the top of his pack, maybe just I don't know, just a little bit of green on there. Nothing, again, nothing crazy. A little bit of green just in there, just as like as a warning light, maybe even both sides. You know, why not? You know, why not? I'll tell you what we'll do for the other one. We're gonna go a bit wild for the ones in the back, and we'll make those green. But I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll get a bit of our white scar. We're gonna really just get it onto our palette, take loads of it off, pop a little dot in there, take it all off again, as in so it's next to nothing. And all you're gonna do is just inside here, just allow the brush to catch the inside of that, because we're gonna make a little glowy effect. Super easy to do, nothing wild. Just taking it in there, inside. Okay. Back to our Warp Lightning contrast. I mean, these are just little things that we're doing here. And again, water it down 1 to 1, nice and light. Then all we're going to do, we're just going to, just nice and messy, just put it inside there. Yeah, nice and messily. Little green lights in here. And then we're just going to create a bit of a glow around the outside of it. It gives just like a little bit of a, I don't see it too on there, but it gives like a little bit of a glow. Again, these are just little things that you can just play around with. You know, they're nothing wild. Right. Well, we've still got 2 more dials. So what colour should we have it? What colour should we have those? Let's make those. Oh, I don't know. We'll go with a bit of Imperial Fish Yellow. Imperial Fish Yellow. You know. Right, little Imperial Fish Yellow, straight from the pot, and just boop. There, we'll just bang those in there. Again, nothing wild. Just like a little bit of variation in it. Okay, but just let the contrast paint do its job. And it's as easy as that. Okay, next up, as always, and then we're going to grab our ironwood. I tell you what, no. I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. Let's go with a bit of Grey Knight Steel. Ho 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 ho! I've never. This is a fun colour. This is a fun colour. We're going to go with Grey Knight Steel. All right, shake this thing up. Whoa! Shake. Grey Knight Steel. Oh, probably haven't even shaken that up enough. I definitely haven't. In fact, I know I haven't. I need to really shake that up. Hang on, guys. Let me shake that up. Grey Knight's still shaken up. Pop it onto our wet palette. Okay, and all you're going to do is we're just going to apply it into those areas that we've been working on. All right, so Grey Knight Steel, just into the casing, It's nice Grey Knight Steel because it's got like a bit of a blue, like a metallic blue hue to it, which I really, really like. All right, nice little metallic blue hue to it. It will just sit in there nicely. So onto the casing, into the muzzle, and then into his little carabiner that he's got there. All right, easy as that. And then what we'll do is we'll just have very apply, and we'll apply, once this is dried, a really light coating of Nuln Oil, and then Stormhost Silver. And then this model, I would say, it's done. All right. Tell you what, I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. What do you guys think to it so far? It's cracking, isn't it? Okay, right, so let's pop a little bit of Nuln Oil. Nuln Oil, just very, very lightly. Nuln Oil, just into the recesses, into that housing where you can see the ammunition. Again, just into the recesses, bottom of it to create a little bit of depth. Again, Nuln Oil is just liquid talent for a reason. And then you can just go a bit crazy with the carabiner on the bottom. And then if you want to, again just along the bottom, inside. There you go, like that. Done. Okay. And then finally, oh, Nuln Oil done. Let that dry a second, and then we're going to take our Stormhost Silver. And all we're going to do, we're not going to dry brush it on, we're just going to very, very gently, again, Stormhost Silver, pop onto your wet palette, take loads of it off. Okay, get it onto your, do the classic onto the thumb. And all we're going to do is just along the tops, just ever so lightly, just pop a little bit on. But again, you can colour it however you want to colour it. And again, just a little bit on there. There. Right, done. Easy as that. Literally, as easy as that. Base. Let's go with the base. So we're going to grab our, not Corax White, I tell a lie, Ulthuan Grey. Grab your dry brush. There she is. Dry brush. On. Off. You know where I'm going with this. And then literally just, whoop, all around the base. Just chuck it all on there. Again, we're creating that bit of moon rock type effect. Super easy to do. Literally super stupid easy. All right, there you go, done. Next, this is how quick and easy this can be, guys. Next, I'm going to apply my Valhallan Blizard. Shake it up. I tend to use, like I said before in previous videos, I use like an older artificer brush just because it's easier. Keep it damp. Just take loads of it, or just take a load. Just remember, just damp your brush a little bit. Take a load because it will create like a nice effect on it. Be a bit messy with it, and just effing. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Moon rock. I know it's moon rock with a snow base. All right, and just put it on. And this will just dry out with a bit of a frost effect. All right, put that one in there. And as you can see already, it really is. If it gets in his boots, so what? He's trudging through like moon snow. Ooh, moon snow. That's fun to say, moon snow. There you go. Easy as that. Okay? Literally as easy as that to create that frosty base. But what it has done, it's created a really nice contrast between the two. Finally, I'm going to go with, I'm just going to get my Mechanicus Standard Grey. Now you can either go Mechanicus Standard Grey or black. Let's go black. Let's go black. Nice black. Abaddon black. I'm trying to keep it as real time as possible for you guys, so that yeah, I'm trying to keep it as real time as possible so that you can see how quickly and effective, you know, this is. I know it's a long video, but the Abaddon black around the base, boop, 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 boop. Or you can just do Mechanicus Standard Grey, whichever you want. I quite like the idea of this base here. Very tidy. I know that sometimes I just skip to the end after basing, but I figured I'd just show you guys how easy it is to do a real simple, easy base. And I've had a lot of fun doing this video. Yeah, this has been super fun. Right, oh, and he drops it like an idiot. Cool, there you are. Right, now we're going to skip to the bit where it's all dried. And yeah, all done. Right, there you go. Trans-Hyperian Alliance, Leagues of Votann. And I tell you what, I am a big fan of this. I really, really am. Snow-based. Love the orange and the turquoise. That has turned out much better than I had expected. And then, like you say, you can go back to it, start adding the patterns that you want, you know, on the gun casing if you want to add stuff, and then on the shoulder blades, on the shoulder pads if you want to as well. But as a base marker to get loads done, I'm happy with that. Love it. Anyway, guys, like you say, you know, if you found this tutorial useful, let me know in the comments below. If not, you know, give it a dislike. But if you have found this video useful, please, you know, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on it, and yeah, subscribe for plenty more videos to come. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.